Hey, everybody, come on down, come on in. Tonight is the night. Tonight is the night. What am I talking about? Tonight is the night that we're going to get some more things in our toolbox in order to be happy, healthy, and wise. And so tonight is that night. So come on in, everybody. So looking forward to being with you tonight. Can't wait to have you on tonight. So come on in from wherever you are able to log in from. We want you on this. I'm on my Facebook page, my Facebook ministry page, my personal page, my LinkedIn page, my YouTube page, my Twitter page, my Twitter feed. So there is no excuse. So if you have some friends who could use a word on building self-confidence, I want you to let them know about tonight. So come on in, everybody. Man, this is going to be a powerful night. Like for real, a powerful night. And so now the price for admission tonight is this. Are you ready? Are you ready? The price for admission is tonight. You must type in the words. Are you ready for this? I'm ready. Just type in those words. I am ready. Come on, type in those words. I am ready. Let's see what's happening. We got YouTube happening. I see some people on Facebook, my personal page. Phenomenal. Come on, type in those words. I am ready. I'm looking for you everywhere. Let's see. I got 3 devices going on right now. 3 devices going on right now. And so I'm trying to keep up with it. But so good to have you on tonight. It's going to be popping. It's going to be live. And as you're coming in, if you haven't already checked out the Awe-Inspired Life Academy information page, that is a must-do today. Must-do today. Because at 11:59 tonight, the bonus for early enrollment in the academy goes away. It's a 100% digital mind shift academy. In other words, over 100 hours of teaching, 95 videos, 20 modules or courses that you can work through at your own pace with downloadable outlines. It is just bananas. And I want you to have it and be part of it. There'll be support groups, accountability groups, one-on-one strategy session with yours truly. It's just like off the chain. And so people are most certainly signing up already, but I want to make sure you go to that link. So let me put that up even before we get started in this party. Here we go. How about that? There it is. Now, the link where you sign up is bit.ly/Awe Academy. And when you sign into that, you'll see the enrollment page, information page. There's another quick video I tell my story at, and so I don't want you to miss that. All right, cool, super cool. All right, listen, we need to get started with this on how to build self-confidence. How many of you tonight know at least one person who lacks self-confidence? If that's you, I want you to type in me. Type in me. If you know at least one person that lacks self-confidence, they may be good at what they do. They may be excellent in how they carry themselves. There's evidence that they are really good at various things, but they personally lack self-confidence. You know at least one person. I want you to type in, I know one person. Come on, type that in. I know one person, right? I think we all do. But more specifically tonight, we want to look at how do we build our own self-confidence. It's so easy to look down the road and see somebody else's need or deficit in an area. But what about you? If you need self-confidence, I want you to type in, I need it too. Just type in, I need it too. I see those. I'm watching on Facebook here. I see you typing in and ready to go. So it's phenomenal, right? You need self-confidence. There's a difference between having self-confidence and being haughty or prideful or arrogant, right? Let me begin by telling you this story, and then I'm going to give you 6 things that you and I can do to build our self-confidence starting today. All right. Let me tell a quick story. It happened over 28 years ago. 28 years ago. It was the birth of my first daughter, Joy Victoria. And when Joy was born, she decided that it was important to her to come into the earth early. In other words, she was quote unquote a preemie or premature. That wasn't our plan, but that's what happened, right? And in the process of that 5 days in the hospital before they decided that she needed to come into the world on that particular Thursday, the doctors that came in and out, there was one particular doctor who came in. I'll never forget him. He was a man of my complexion, and he had a headband, something kind of out of Grey's Anatomy or something, kind of a headband. It reminded me of that particular character, that African-American character on Grey's Anatomy. Nevertheless, he comes into the room. He looks at the chart, does an examination, and he says, listen, there's nothing to worry about because I am the best there is. This is what he said. And I promise you, in that crisis, in that moment, I needed somebody who was confident in themselves. I did not find that statement to be arrogant. I did not find that statement to be off. I found it to be reassuring that he was confident in himself and his ability to handle business. And he did, right? And all is well. Praise ye the Lord for that, right? And so that's a really powerful thing that really stuck with me many years. I'm sure you have those examples in your own life in some way or another. But today, we want to talk about how you build your self-confidence, right? How to build your self-confidence. Number one, hope you're taking notes. Let's go. Number one, write your goals out daily. Write your goals out daily. Start each day and end each night writing your goals out. So I write out my 5 major goals twice a day. Right? I'm not saying you got to be like me, right? But I am saying that this is one way to build self-confidence, and I'll show it to you as we go through these 6 areas, right? You build confidence when you have an idea where you want to go in life. So there are 5 areas. There's a health goal I have, there's a spiritual goal I have, there's financial goals I have, there are business goals that I have. And I write them out morning and night. And it is amazing. It is amazing how I sleep differently when I'm processing that in my mind while I'm sleeping, in my subconscious. When I awaken, that is the second thing that I do. Outside of my prayer, my devotional time, I reach for my journal and I write out my goals again. Sometimes I word them a little differently, right? Sometimes the list is longer. It's still the same 5 areas, but I may add a few words to it. But the bottom line is I let my mind, my eyes, and my ears see, hear, and sense my goals. If you want to build self-confidence, let me encourage you, write out your goals daily. I have a dedicated notebook for that express purpose. All right? If that's good, I want you to type in that's good. Type in that's good. If you like that, type in it, that's good, right? Type in that's good. Right? Because this is the deal, family. You got to be a participant in your own personal development, right? You have to be a participant in it, right? This is not a sideline when I get around to it deal. You got to take your life, take charge of your life in that regard. So, number one, write your goals out daily. All right. All right. Number 2, matter of fact, if you can, I want you to type in the chat section, number 1, write out my goals daily, right? If that's just put that in the chat section or the comment section, because there'll be others who will watch this replay and we want them to see these notes. All right. Number 2, here we go. Are you ready? Woo! Keep the promises you make to yourself. This could be a live broadcast all by itself. But keep the promises you make to yourself. Why is that important? Because if you lie to yourself, in other words, you don't follow through on what you say you're going to do, if you lie to yourself, you will lack confidence in yourself. Oh, I can never follow through on this. I never get this done, right? You're going to lack confidence, right? You lack confidence in basic, simple things. And the more complex and arduous tasks that we all have to do, you won't have confidence that you can execute on them. So start by keeping the promises you make to yourself. Let me tell you an example of another story, if you will, that was in my own life. I can't tell your story, but I can sure enough tell my story. I was a soccer coach many years ago now, some 28 years ago. I was a soccer coach. I was coaching at a local high school. And it was about 1 o'clock or so. I go to the school about 1 o'clock, eat lunch in the lunchroom with the kids, the soccer players and others. And then soccer practice ends 4 or 5 o'clock. And then on my way out, I sometimes check in with the front office. And I check in with the front office. And I said this to the secretary. I said, you know what? I always tell my office I'm going to be back at a certain time. And I'm always late, right? And a man overheard me standing to my left. I can still see it. It was like burned him to my cornea. Man stood to my left. He was bald headed, and he had on a kind of a flight jacket, and he had different patches on there, and the patches were from the Vietnam War. And this man, who did not know me, or I didn't know him at least, he said to me, he said, "You are a prevaricator." How many know what the word prevaricator means, right? I sure enough did not know that with my Brown University education. I did not know that the word prevaricator meant a liar. Wow. This man who did not know me called me a liar. And when he began to explain to me why he was calling me a liar, he and I both had tears in our eyes. He said, "You're a liar. You said you were going to be a certain place at a certain time, and you did not and do not keep your word." Wow. Wow. Can you type in the word wow, please? Can you type in the word wow? Right? That's heavy. He called me a liar. Couldn't argue with the man. And though it didn't seem like a big deal that I said to my office, I'll be back at 4 o'clock, or I'll be back at 5 o'clock, I'll be back at 1 o'clock. I have my own schedule. I can do what I want to do in that regard. But here's the problem. I was lying to myself. I was breaking promises I was making. I wasn't fulfilling my word. And therefore, I'm going to lack confidence ultimately in my own word. It didn't seem like it's such a big deal till this Vietnam vet called me a liar. It may have meant much to him because again, many who returned from the Vietnam War returned very unceremoniously. Many felt betrayed by the United States government, and some still suffer from the impact of that war and the subsequent treatment by the United States and the United States government to this very day. So someone keeping their word to this Vietnam vet, it was very important to him. And me just flippantly throwing my word out, but not honoring it was a problem. And so to this day now, and if you know me, you'll know this to be true. If I say I'm going to be somewhere, I'm going to be there. If I am running late for some reason, I will most certainly communicate to you that I'm running late, and I apologize. But the fact of the matter is, I don't run late. Fact of the matter is, I am where I say I'm going to be because this man 28 years ago called me a liar. And so if you want to build your confidence, your self-confidence, you have to start keeping promises to yourself, simple things. Which takes me to number 3. Number 3, in terms of building self-confidence, you want to set daily must-dos. In other words, in the morning, the night before preferably, you set up the 3 must-dos for the next day. The 3 must-dos. Some say no more than 5. I want to just have you focus on 3. 3 must-dos tomorrow. There may be 10 things you need to get done tomorrow, 20 things you want to get done tomorrow, 30 things you wish you could get done tomorrow. But I want you to begin by setting 3 must-dos tomorrow and do them. Get in the habit of keeping your promise to yourself regarding those 3 must-dos tomorrow. Right? Now, a must-do isn't going to work. If you're scheduled to be at work, be at work. I'm talking about something that's more specific to your dreams, your visions, your goals, your aspirations. If you're saying, I'm going to work out in the gym tomorrow for 20 minutes, and that's a must-do, put the must-do in. That makes sense? Right? If that's good, I want you to type in that's good. Type in that's good if that's making some sense to you. Right? Because if you want to seriously build self-confidence, I'm not talking about hype and hyperbole and beating your chest, talking about how great you are. I'm talking about having an inner quiet confidence in yourself. Set daily must-dos and do them. How's that? How's that for them apples? Right? Sit daily must-dos and accomplish those things. Sorry, I'm on a couple devices here, right? So, and you can even help other people with that as well. I am famous for having a list of 30, 40 things to do. And it was my wife who really helped me with this concept of shortening that list. And then another mentor, Dr. John Stanko, says if you have more than 5 goals in any given day, you actually have none. Right? And so, family, this is a powerful way to start building self-confidence in yourself. Maximum 3 must-dos. Now, how do you decide what are your must-dos for the day? May I tell you yet another story? I think I'm on the 3rd story tonight already. I told you it's a special broadcast, family. I told you that, right? There's a science teacher. And there are variations of this story, but this is my version of it. There's a science teacher that's in a physics class or a earth science class, and he has a big jar. I wish I had a big jar. We'll use this. Let's see. Okay, here's a vase. This big vase, right? And he fills up this vase with a bunch of rocks, big rocks. All the way up to the top where you cannot even see the rocks are sticking out, right? So would you agree with me that this vase, this container is filled, right? You'd agree. We cannot get another rock in there, right? And so he asked the question of the class: how many believe that the container is filled and cannot receive any more rocks? Everybody said, I cannot get any more rocks in my thing. Everybody says, yes, we did it. And he says, no, you did not. Then he takes sand, like beach sand, and pours it in to this vessel. And in this vessel, all the little sand particles finds its way all the way around, all the way to the top. And he takes a utensil and smooths it off, and there is not one area left where you can get another grain of sand in there. He asked the question again: how many of you believe that this container is absolutely filled and cannot receive anything else. Most hands go up. Others are catching on that there must be a trick here. And he says, it is not filled. What did he do next? He poured water into it. And when the water was poured into the vessel, it actually found areas where it could actually reside. And then it was filled to the top. And then we asked the question, is the vessel filled? The answer was absolutely. What would have happened, and I need you to answer the question for me, what would have happened if the professor put water in the vessel first? Would he have been able to get any sand in there without it spilling over? No. Would he have been able to put any rocks in there? The answer is no. Here is the moral of the story. You want to put the big things in the vessel first. You want to start your day with the big things. Your 3 must-dos are the things that have to get done, or in this case, have to be put into the vessel. That's what you want to do in terms of your 3 must-dos in any given day, right? We're talking about how to build self-confidence. Number 1, write out your goals daily. I do it twice a day, morning and evening. Secondly, keep promises you make to yourself. And thirdly, set daily must-do goals, maximum 3. You can do more, but you want to have the big rocks in, right? You want to have the big rocks in, right? You want to have the big rocks in. And so you want to start like that, family. You want to do it like that, okay? Is that good? If that was good, type in that's good. Type in that's good, right? Type in that's good. Oh, listen, I am super serious, family, about motivating people, helping people achieve their highest and their best lives, right? It's too late in the game, too late in the day for us to be kind of going through life, seeing what happens. You have to set goals. You have to achieve those goals. You got to be after it, but you got to have self-confidence to do that, right? We're not talking about arrogance. We're not talking about pride. We're just talking about a confidence that, listen, I know what I want to get done, and I'm going to get it done. Build that thing into your very subconscious. Number 4, and here we go. Celebrate yourself for making the effort. Some days I feel more successful than others, but there will never be a day, should God give me grace, there'll never be a day I won't make an effort, right? And one way to really encourage yourself and to build self-confidence is to celebrate. In other words, you want to memorialize, I made an effort today. I'll use this as an example. Let's say I'm training in the morning. I've got certain goals I want to do, physical goals, health goals, even competition goals, right? I really want to do that, right? Some days I feel much more successful in the gym than other days. Certain days I feel like I really did well. Other days I didn't. But I tell you what, I'm going to celebrate the fact that I got there. I'm going to celebrate the fact that I made the effort and got up and got out the house. I'm going to celebrate that effort. Now, how you celebrate is your own business, but sometimes it could be me spending $7.30 on a particular coffee, iced matcha green tea latte, right, with oat milk, right? That joint is a grande or a venti, whichever is the largest. That's a $7 deal, right? You don't want to do that every day, right? You want to celebrate that moment. You want to memorialize that. You want to, give yourself a break that day. Take yourself to lunch that week. Do something to say, hey, I made the effort, right? That's going to build your confidence. And listen, I can go after this again tomorrow, right? But if you don't celebrate the momentary steps that you make or progress that you're making, you're going to resent the activity. You're going to resent the fact that you got to be out there, right? You don't want to do that, right? So celebrate yourself for making the effort. I want everybody to type in the word celebrate. I think that's a song, right? I think that's a song, right? So good to see so many of you on tonight, all across the social media spectrum here. Thank you for being on tonight. All right, number 5. Here we go. Number 5. You ready? Bam. There it is. Honor yourself by words of affirmation. I cannot begin to tell you without crying how important number 5 is. Most of us, I'm going to put it on you tonight, right? Most of us curse ourselves more than bless ourselves. We speak words of damnation, condemnation, rather than words of affirmation and commendation. I am the chief of sinners in this area. Not anymore, thank God. I should say I'm getting better, much better at it. But I was extremely hard on myself. I quit sports because I didn't achieve a certain goal. I stopped swimming because I didn't get 5 gold medals at a particular meet. I only got 3 gold medals at a particular meet, right? All kinds of things because I was speaking such negativity to myself, about myself, and over myself. I'm not even sure where I even picked those words up. I didn't pick them up at my house because my mother and father to this very day are very affirming and very encouraging and believe their children could do anything they choose to put their mind to. So it wasn't there. I'm not sure where I picked it up, but I sure enough picked it up, and I was cursing myself. You're so ugly. You're so dumb. You're so stupid, right? You're what your haters say you are. All kind of stuff, right? And sometimes those words wouldn't come out of my mouth, but they sure enough will be part of my meditation. How many can relate to number 5? If you can relate to number 5 and say, that's me, right? If you can relate to number 5, just type in that's me, right? You don't achieve certain things, you don't make the certain grade, you don't accomplish a certain thing by a certain age, right? Which is part of something I have to work through in my own mind. Like, I had certain plans, and my plans didn't go the way I planned, and right? And so you're so dumb, you're so this, you're so that, right? You're too old, you're too skinny, you're too fat, you're too black, you're too white, you're too short, you're too dumb, you're too educated, you're too uneducated, you're too broke, right? Your teeth are crooked, all kinds of things, right? That would roll through my head. I'm just telling you flat out, right? If you want to build self-confidence, honor yourself with words of affirmation. Don't wait on other people to do it. You got to speak life over your life. Man, that was good. Let me type that in myself. Speak life over your life, right? So many people, Tony, so many people, Cheryl, so many people, Donna, say, they quote the scripture, well, death and life are in the power of the tongue. Yes, it is. But here's the problem. Many times the people that are quoting that are still speaking death over their life and other things and other people. That's an amazing thing. The power isn't the quoting of the scripture. The power is the living of the scripture. How you like those apples, right? Right? That's where the power is. The power isn't in quoting a scripture or reading the Bible. The power is speaking the scriptures and living the Bible. How about that, right? That's number 5 on the list. Now, I told you we got 6. Let's hit it. Number 6. Ooh, this is a good one here. Feed your mind with positive words and images. Wow. What are you eating? What is your mind consuming? I mean, for real, how do we expect to to blossom when we're putting garbage into the soil. Think about it for a moment. From a physical standpoint, you are what you eat, right? From a mental perspective, you become what your mind consumes. You become that. You become that. One of the keys I discovered many years ago, and still do it to this day, is that on a regular basis, sometimes when I'm feeling discouraged, or sometimes when I'm on top of the world, sometimes it doesn't even matter when I do it, but I do it. I make sure that my eyes behold beauty. One of my good friends is listening to this, overlooking the harbor. He indicated that he was going to watch this or listen to this while overlooking the harbor, right? Seeing a sunset, I suppose, or seeing the boats, I suppose. I don't know, but I promise you, he's not looking at a junkyard right now. So at times we've got to get out of our environment to see something different, to see something that expands you from the inside, right? Every new thought creates something in your brain. Scientists seem to think, right? Or neuroscientists seem to believe, right? So you want to ingest something that is going to expand your thinking, expand your ability. The water does that for me. Oceans and vast bodies of water. The idea that, my God, man, this is a lot of water out here, right? There's a lot of abundance out here. I do that with forests and overlooking things, recognizing that every tree, every plant, every bush, every weed is coming from a seed, right? So I begin to realize, wait a minute, if I put the right seeds in my mind and nurture them with words and images and more images and more confession, guess what happened? I'm going to start growing good stuff, man. It is going to happen. Are you hearing me, right? But it requires intentionality on your part and my part. You cannot be lazy at this. You cannot be somebody who is on an intravenous drip of negativity and expect to have a positive life. You cannot be on an intravenous drip of negativity and have a positive life. Are you hearing me? Right? So feed your mind with positive words and images. Years ago, I rented a van to take the full-time staff. At the time, there were 8 of us or something, on a field trip. Right? They had no idea where I was taking them. I rented this 15-passenger van, and I'm driving. We went to an abandoned building. And if you know me, you know that I believe that any building can be used, right? And so we went and we're walking around. We're seeing dead pigeons and remnants of rats and holes and dripping water. And I'm sure the staff was saying, "What is he talking? What is he talking about?" I saw vision in that building, that broken building, right? Then I took them took the group to the mansions in Newport, Rhode Island, right? The historic mansions on Bellevue Avenue, these massive cottages, 26-bedroom cottages, and I wanted to expose them again to look what possibility is, look what vastness is, look what wealth is, right? And at the same time, getting angry because we also know that the slave trade largely came through Newport, Rhode Island, sponsored by the church. God help us today. That being said, right, I wanted us to see that. And then I took the entire group, don't judge me, I took the entire group to Foxwoods Casino for lunch. But what I wanted to do was, again, expose us to what vision can do, what someone with a positive image could produce. And when we got to Ledyard, Connecticut, where the casino is, and turned that corner, this vast building just emerges out of seemingly nowhere. And so I want to tell you today, if you'll feed your mind with positive words and positive images, you are going to be attracted to that. From a neurological perspective, it's like activating your reticular activating system, your RAS. In other words, what you focus on, you will see. May I say that again? This is powerful, family. I'm telling you right now, this is a life changer. If you'll receive it, this can change your life, right? What you see is what you'll see. What you focus on is what you will see. Have you ever been interested? I don't know if this is a midlife thing I'm dealing with, but I want a red car. I want a red Maserati or a red Porsche. It's probably a red Maserati, I think. I want a red car. I want a fire engine red car, right? And guess what happens? Because I began to set my mind on that, guess what I started to see? Red cars. Now, I don't think all of a sudden that the automobile manufacturers decided to unleash red cars so I could see them. The fact is because my reticular activating system in my brain said, hey, we're interested in red cars. Guess what happens? I started seeing red cars. So when you begin to feed your mind intentionally with certain things that you want to see and experience in life, guess what happens? You start moving in that direction. You start seeing those things. So when you want to build self-confidence, family, you got to change your mind. You change your mind by feeding your mind. How do you change your mind? Some of you know the answer to this question already. It's one truth at a time, right? That's how you change your mind. Now, listen, family. Listen. My days of apologizing and living low beyond what I feel I should do and act in a way to conform to some image that I think people have of me, etc. Those days are long gone. I know that my purpose in life is to empower people to change their world. I know this, that I live and breathe to see people change for the better. That's the mandate. That's the call. That's the passion. That's the purpose, right? I've never met a person who was so far beyond help. I've never met a person. I've not. And you're not that person. You're not that one person that I'm meeting who's beyond help, for whom it's too late, for whom too much has happened. You're not that person. But you have to change your mind, and you do so with positive words and affirmations. Now, tonight, at 11:59 tonight, 3 hours from now, the bonus enrollment period ends for the Awe-Inspired Life Academy. Now, please, I want you to hear this. Hear this from your friend. Hear this from your brother. This academy is not fluff. It is actually the most intense opportunity that I have seen anywhere online to help people change the way they think so they can be unstuck and create the life, career, and relationships that they deserve. This is that. Now, I'm going to type it in so people can have it as well. I want you to see the link there, bit.ly/all academy, right? You put that in your browser, it will bring you to an enrollment page where we explain in great detail the problem and the solution, right? You owe it to yourself to at least look at it. Now, it's half off its normal price of $147 per month. It's going to be $73.50. I'm telling you that up front. You still need to go. Now, this is what I firmly believe, family. I firmly believe this, that there's only one reason why you shouldn't be part of this academy. It's 100% digital, by the way, right? With accountability groups, if you want to participate in that one-on-one strategy session, if you want to participate in that, there'll be a private Facebook group as well. You'll get these modules. As you complete one set of modules, you'll get the other set of modules, work at your own pace, right? It's going to be phenomenal. But there's only one reason why you shouldn't be part of this. It's because you don't think you need it. It's not money. It is not money. Because I assure you, in the course of 30 days, you waste, drink, snack that money away. So literally for less than $2.50 a day, it's actually $2.45 per day, you can change your life by changing your mind. This is the most powerful course I've ever put together. Each of the 95 videos is brand new and will be brand new. In other words, I'm not regurgitating something, although my other stuff is good too, I believe, right? I'm not regurgitating anything. It's going to be brand new. It's going to be intense. There'll be downloadable outlines, step by step to change your life. I don't know how else to do that. If you sit in front of a counselor, you're paying 2 times that, if not more. I'm not saying you shouldn't go to your therapist. Don't misquote me. But I'm saying you're going to pay 2 times that, at least 2 times the enrollment fee. And for them to help you think differently. Well, I'm giving you a chance to do that as well. And it will be powerful. It will be life-changing. Several people have already signed up, but I don't want you to miss this, right? 15 minutes with me, hour with me in counseling could help to some degree, but you change your mind one truth at a time. So we'll dismantle wrong thinking, stinking thinking. We'll put the right thinking in place. You'll have the exercises. These are the things that will make a difference in your life. Do not say it's money. It is not money. It is not money. Money is not the problem. Priority is the problem. All right? I just got to tell you flat out. And so I want you to be part of this. You simply have to type in bit.ly/all academy. You get more information there. There's a short video on there, 3-minute and 56-minute video that I shot on the vineyard last week. And you'll see it. You'll understand it. It will be life-changing. And so the only person that will get a scholarship to this will be my mother and father, if they so choose. All right? You need to invest in your own life. You're worth it, right? And so I want you to do that. All right, let's recap very quickly, please. How do you build your self-confidence? Number 1, you write out your goals daily. Number 2, keep the promises you make to yourself. Number 3, set daily must-dos. 4, celebrate yourself for making the effort. So important. 5, honor yourself by your words of affirmation. 6, feed your mind with positive words and images. And if I could add a number 7, enroll in the Awe-Inspired Life Academy, the ultimate mind shift system to get you unstuck and create the life, career, relationship you deserve. Get more information at all lowercase bit.ly/Awe Academy. The bonus ends at 11:59 tonight, family. I don't want you to miss that. All right. Listen, if this has been helpful to you, I want you to do one last thing for me. I want you to type in the number 1 through 6, the number that really spoke to you, that you are going to put in practice. Was it writing your goals, keeping the promises? Number 3, setting the daily must-dos, celebrating yourself, honoring your words, honoring yourself with words, feed your mind. Which one really spoke to you? Or which one do you think is going to be the thing you really got to focus on? I'm going to put down number 6 here. Number 6. Tawana says 6. Yes, Maria 6. Miss Bobby said number 3. Excellent. Who else? Cheryl says number 6. Cheryl Cromwell, number 3. Yeah, right. Excellent. So I really hope this was really helpful to you. There's so many things out there on the YouTube land, LinkedIn land. So many people trying to hustle, sell stuff. Some of it's good, some of it's horrible, some of it's just a game and a gimmick. I don't have a game and don't have a gimmick, and I don't know how to play games very well. But I do know this: the Awe-Inspired Life Academy will change your life. I guarantee it. Absolutely guarantee it. So Tawanda wrote down, I want to read this. She said, can't be on a continuous drip of negativity and expect to have a positive life. That is bananas. You hear me? When that came out of my mouth, that was the first time I ever heard that myself, right? So when it came out of my mouth, it kind of came back into my own mind, right? Realizing, wait a minute, man, you cannot be connected to negativity and expect to live a positive life. So I'm super happy for you. Let's get down to business. Donna says, celebrate myself for making the effort. Absolutely. That's really big, super big. All right. Have a wonderful evening, family. Lord willing, God says the same. I'll be back tomorrow night with another power principle, number 18, by the way, right? Around 8:15, 8:30 tomorrow night, we'll be on. So I want to share that with you. All right. Listen, folks, stay positive in such a negative world. And remember, your best life is still yet ahead of you. Have a great night, everybody. And thanks for jumping on tonight. Blessings to you. Bye now. Now go to that link. You owe it to yourself. Do me a favor. Do me a favor. If you don't want to do it for yourself, do me a favor. Go to the link and at least get the information. Right? bit.ly/Awe Academy. I'm going to type that in one more time and we're gone. And Awe Academy. Boom. Here we go. All right. Good night, everybody. Have a great night. Bye now. Good night, Mom and Dad. Bye now.